I'm fairly certain you can't come across someone who hasn't seen or heard of Star Wars. If they haven't, that's just disgusting. During the 60s, science fiction became extremely popular due to this being the time of the moon landing and NASA. So this saw the rise of films such as 2001: A Space Odyssey, Planet of the Apes, and The Time Machine. However, these were all very philosophical, wise films that appealed more to grown-ups rather than full families. George Lucas, a director and writer who hadn't exactly been successful until he released Star Wars, the best way of describing it is like a cross between Western, samurai, and science fiction. And this is what makes it work. You see, the problem with films like 2001: A Space Odyssey is that the films look stunning, but the character writing is awful, and the story is incredibly unclear, which I feel many people overlook because in order for a film to be good, it needs good characters, because that is what we relate with. The film opens with a title roll which everyone remembers, and then we see a giant spaceship fly in, being shot at by what we come to know as an Imperial Star Destroyer. We then are introduced to R2-D2 and C-3PO, the comic relief of the film. After the stormtroopers have broken in, we then meet possibly the greatest villain in cinematic history, Darth Vader. Just the presence of him is enough to send chills, with David Prowse standing above everyone else and the voice of James Earl Jones. C-3PO and R2-D2 evacuate the shuttle and land on the desert planet Tatooine. There's a couple of mysterious things in this shot, such as a large skeleton, adding mystery. Soon after they are captured by Jawas, and then the film cuts away. We move on and are introduced to Luke along with his aunt and uncle, who are basically space farmers. Luke clearly wants to move on to the flight academy, but his uncle wants him to stay for another year, which shows us that Luke hasn't got any friends left, but his uncle is preventing him from taking that next step. Soon after, Luke is sent to buy some droids, which leads us back to C-3PO and R2-D2. R2-D2 leads him to Ben Kenobi, who teaches him about the Force, which then leads him to his true destiny. I think the main reason that everyone loves this film is because the plot is easy to follow, unlike 2001, and the main focus is on the characters, not the world itself, which many science fiction films didn't understand before. Everyone loves this film, and if you claim not to, you're just lying to yourself. There's even a day dedicated to it, every year. May the 4th be with you. People have dedicated their lives to making costumes, fan films, even custom Lego builds, and this one film spawned a huge franchise with some of the best video games ever invented. It's my own personal favourite film in the franchise, as I just love the places they go. I think the length is great, and I love seeing Luke learning the Force from Obi-Wan. Just to finish this, I'm going to give a side rant about the quote-unquote remastered releases. Now, I don't care about releasing a slightly different version of a film. In fact, I find it quite interesting to see. But don't make the original unavailable, because now we're stuck with this horrible CGI that's just slapped on top of the old footage, which just stands out because of how ugly it looks. I mean, it's PlayStation 2 quality. So I hope one day that we can get an official release, but I don't think it will ever happen, which is a damn shame, because whether you like it or not, these films are a part of history. Anyway, the film's great. If you somehow haven't seen it, what are you doing? Go watch it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, or dislike if you weren't a fan.